importance of the ceremony. I won't let you down.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and guess what? Resident Evil is pretty damn great. Look, I know it can be corny at times, I know it can be melodramatic, but god damn it, it's good. And the characters in the series are as good as the game itself. These are the 20 best Resident Evil characters. Let's go. Before we continue, we publish content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified of our latest videos. Louise Sarah, Resident Evil 4.
That hurts, you know? Seemed like you really wanted to talk. How observant, senor. Now, say, you got a smoke?
Let's start off our list with the least spoken about legend of the series, Louise Sarah. He's incredibly likable and feels more genuinely human than just about anyone else in Resident Evil 4. And this is important because it makes you feel safe, and safety in Resident Evil is always a brief reprieve. His outfit and hairstyle are iconic and full of personality. In fact, his design was so well thought out that we all assumed he'd have his own cool guy spin-off or DLC. Louise is a fascinating character, and honestly, it would be amazing to play as him.
You.
Hey, listen, about earlier.
Yeah, about that.
Hey, I see you found your missing señorita.
Señorita has a name and it's Ashley. You are?
Name's Louise.
Billy Cohen, Resident Evil 0.
Billy. Lieutenant Cohen.
So, you seem to know me. Been fantasizing about me, have you?
You're the prisoner that was being transferred for execution. You were with those soldiers outside.
Billy Cohen somehow doesn't get the praise he deserves, especially considering he's one of the most compelling backstories in the entire series. Introduced in Resident Evil 0 as a prisoner accused of murdering innocent people during his time as a Marine, he initially comes across as untrustworthy. But as the story unfolds, it's revealed he was framed as part of a cover-up. With our new sympathy and his layered backstory, Billy becomes genuinely entertaining. He's only had one appearance in the series, which may explain, much like Louise, why he's often forgotten. Jack Baker, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
His boy's got to eat. He got to have his supper. Come here, boy. Let's do this.
Jack Baker does what no one else really gets the opportunity to do in Resident Evil. He's both a compelling and terrifying villain, which makes him a dope character, but also a compelling and sympathetic friend after appearing to Ethan in a vision explaining how he's been corrupted by Evelyn. Among the Baker family, Jack is easily the most unforgettable. It's safe to say Jack leaves a lasting impression that fans won't soon forget.
Nice car, Ethan.
Cheva Alamar, Resident Evil 5.
Welcome to Africa. My name is Cheva Alamar.
I can't think of a harder job than being the second playable character next to Chris Redfield on your first and only appearance in the Resident Evil franchise, and still, Cheva manages to be an incredibly enjoyable and fully realized character. From a gameplay standpoint, her AI could definitely be frustrating at times, but as a character, Cheva is genuinely likable, a brave and principled hero driven by a desire to protect and avenge entire communities. Her larger global sense of duty contrasts well with Chris's more personal motivations, making them a really interesting buddy cop dynamic. Also, it is Cheva. Stop saying Shiva.
Where are you, Josh?
Sherry Burken, Resident Evil 6.
I won't budge. Hello? Hey. It's okay. I won't hurt you, I promise.
What a journey Sherry Burken has had. You may remember her as the child Claire rescues from the orphanage during Resident Evil 2, forming a strong bond with both her and Leon. She's an easy character to sympathize with, having been dragged into the Raccoon City disaster caused by her own father. While players briefly control her in stealth sections, Sherry doesn't step into a true protagonist role until Resident Evil 6. We never see her grow beyond the role of a rookie, but still her determination stands out. I love Sherry, and I've 100% made people mad putting her on this list. But at the end of the day, my bad.
Save my daughter.
The Merchant, Resident Evil 4.
Over here, stranger.
Though he only appears in Resident Evil 4 and its remake, the Merchant has become an iconic figure in the series. Seriously, when I see RE4 Merchant, does his infamous line not instantly pop into your brain? Shrouded in mystery, all we really know is that he deals in weapons and supplies. But that's more than enough for fans to appreciate him. His presence makes the journey, especially protecting Ashley, much more manageable and makes us feel relief every time we see him.
Always have this in stock. This gun turns heads into pumpkins, mate. Take this for a rampage through the patch.
Nemesis, Resident Evil 3, Nemesis.
You gotta get out of there right now!
All right, let me grab my...
Although Mr. X took center stage as the villain in the RE2 remake, he wasn't as prominent in the original, allowing Nemesis in the 1999 follow-up RE3 to easily rank as the scariest villain in the Resident Evil series. In many ways, he's the ultimate tyrant. His near invincibility, surprising agility, and even the ability to wield weapons make him a true nightmare. But what truly sets Nemesis apart is his unpredictability, especially in the original Resident Evil 3. In fact, his appearance style probably inspired the more developed Mr. X in the RE2 remake.
Sorry.
Hunk, Resident Evil 2.
This is Nighthawk. Come in, Alpha. Alpha, do you read?
Nighthawk, this is Hunk from Alpha Team.
Hunk is a man of few words and even fewer known details. He appears in Resident Evil 2 in video footage when William Burken infects himself and wipes out all the pursuing soldiers, except our main boy Hunk. His mystery is exactly what makes him so appealing to fans. In a franchise filled with over-the-top personalities, Hunk stands out as a quiet, no-nonsense operative whose only focus is completing the mission. Think the Stig, but like with guns.
Why'd you come back?
I wanted to meet the Grim Reaper.
Carlos Oliveira, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis.
Hey! Face!
Carlos wasn't particularly memorable in the original Resident Evil 3, but the remake gave him a much stronger and more defined character. And with a redesign, by the way, that was f***ing dope. Serving as Jill's wisecracking partner during their escape from Raccoon City, Carlos slowly earns her trust and the players by proving himself in key moments, including saving her life. His blunt, often humorous observations make him relatable, often saying exactly what the player's thinking, or at least what I was thinking.
Time to start getting dead weight for it. She's unreliable. Can't pull the trigger when it counts.
Hey, take it easy.
She'll get you killed.
Rebecca Chambers, Resident Evil 0.
Please identify yourself. Is someone there?
The government has announced that it has
In the Resident Evil canon, Rebecca is arguably one of the unluckiest characters, enduring the horrors of Resident Evil 0 only to be thrust straight into the mansion incident just days later. That means she faces back-to-back zombie outbreaks, yet remarkably, she never loses her composure. And it's this composure that makes her so compelling to watch. Sure, it's fun to watch Chris tackle every scenario with an unbreakable gruffness, but watching someone keep their optimism and humanity is also just as fun and pretty wholesome.
Edward! No.
Stop! Don't come any closer!
Jack Mueller, Resident Evil 6.
Supposed to be some kind of energy booster, but I don't feel any different. You know, between me and you, I think we should ask for more money.
Resident Evil 6 may not be a fan favorite, but one of its standout elements is Jake's campaign. Jake, alongside Sherry Burken, ranks among the game's most compelling characters. He's intriguing from the outset and is Albert Wesker's son. Is there anything more compelling than a villain's son on the good side? The answer's no. Beyond that, Jake brings a lot of charisma to the story, with a sharp wit and entertaining dialogue that help remind us that he was born from coal, not gold.
Hey! We met? You know, you jarheads all look the same to me, pal. Sorry. You've got to be kidding me. My mistake.
Lady Dimitrescu, Resident Evil Village.
And it's already proven too much for my daughters to handle.
This character was loved well before the game had even been released. Affectionately, and I guess innuendoly, nicknamed Lady D, her presence in the game reverberated with the current gamer culture, as a huge chunk of gamers were obsessed with the idea of big goth mummies. And there was no biggerer or gotherier mummy than Lady D. Ignoring all of you thirsty animals, her story was equally compelling, and her presence always filled us with fear, if we weren't already just filled with lust.
Then let's devour his man-flesh quickly, Mother.
I am the one who captured him.
Now, daughters. First, I must inform Mother Miranda. But later, well, there will be enough for everyone.
Barry Burton, Resident Evil.
Jill, go and investigate.
I'm going with her. Chris and I go back a long way.
Barry Burton is responsible for some of the most iconic quotes in Resident Evil history, many of which are remembered for being delightfully cheesy. While his lines from the original game are often cringeworthy, they've become a beloved part of his charm. Looking past this, Barry stands out as a comforting presence. He consistently risks his life to protect others, whether it's ensuring Jill's safety in the original game or looking after Natalia in Revelations 2. His loyalty and bravery make him a fan favorite.
Barry.
Oh, Jill. Got any good news?
Other than I'm still alive in this madhouse? No.
Can't say it's much safer here either. We'd better secure our escape route first.
Claire Redfield, Resident Evil 2.
I will, but I gotta go. Why does everyone think I'm gonna get in trouble?
Claire hasn't always received the recognition she deserves from Capcom. Compared to fellow series veterans like Chris, Jill, and Leon, she's had fewer appearances and often been treated as less central to the franchise. Still, fans continue to hold Claire in high regard, especially following her appearance in the RE2 remake. What sets her apart is that unlike many other protagonists, she doesn't come from a background of elite training. Instead, Claire relies on her quick thinking, resourcefulness, and determination to survive. She is the every woman, as it were, and makes it so easy to see ourselves in her. I just heard that out loud.
Pendant. What do you need it for?
Do you want the girl to die?
Fine. Where are you?
The orphanage.
The orphanage? Where is that?
In the neighborhood. You'll find it.
Is Sherry all right?
For now.
I swear, you bastard, if you hurt her.
Ethan Winters, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
She's not dead, she's alive. She's back.
They found her? How? What happened?
I don't know. Look, I don't know how, but she's back. She's back somehow. Maybe it's a prank, but she wants me to come and get her.
Ethan Winters represents a shift in the Resident Evil series, serving as an audience surrogate and introducing a more grounded everyman protagonist. As the lead in Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village, Ethan's story is credited with bringing the franchise back to its horror roots. Starting off as an ordinary man, his character evolves into a determined action hero, facing nightmarish foes for the sake of his family, and his abilities grow across the games. He starts as a slow, scared, regular dude and ends up turning into a hardened combat veteran. Ada Wong, Resident Evil 2.
Hey!
Who is that?
Stay sharp.
Ada Wong stands out as Resident Evil's most mysterious character. Her true motives are almost always unclear, as her ever-shifting allegiances make her one of the most untrustworthy figures in gaming. Despite her betrayals and sudden disappearances, Ada has remained a fan favorite. Her allure lies not just in her mysterious persona, but also in her confident demeanor and iconic sense of style. Her allegiances almost always line up with helping the protagonist in some way, even if it is temporary, making it a relief when she shows up.
You trust me?
Honestly, if I didn't, you'd probably be dead.
Right.
I thought I might need your help, and I was right. If you can secure the G-Virus, I can make sure what happened in Raccoon City never happens again.
Albert Wesker, Resident Evil.
Nice move, Chris. But now that your partner has arrived, I'll leave you two to catch up.
Spoiler alert, Wesker is our highest ranking antagonist on this list, and he deserves it. Wesker serves as the ultimate antagonist throughout much of the Resident Evil series, especially when it comes to Chris Redfield. He begins as a typical trader, secretly working for Umbrella while leading the STARS team. But over time, he transforms into something far more dangerous, almost resembling Agent Smith from The Matrix with his superhuman abilities. His arc is the perfect balance of explosive and cheesy, like the best Bond villain ever made.
We must make sure no knowledge of this gets out. Destroy the train. Completely.
Chris Redfield, Resident Evil.
Is everyone all right?
Barry. Where's Barry?
He's...
No. What was that?
I'll go and check it out.
All right. Jill and I will stay and secure this area.
Yes, watching Chris punch a boulder inside an active volcano was over the top, but it also solidified his status as a legendary character. Chris Redfield has appeared in more Resident Evil games than any other character, which is why our chests fluttered with excitement when he showed up at the end of the seemingly separated RE7, solidifying his place in the RE canon. Beyond the absurdity he often presents, Chris's unwavering resolve and inner strength define him. He's a true hero, one who overcomes not only monstrous threats, but also personal and psychological challenges as the series progresses.
Chris? What the hell?
Sorry, Ethan.
Jill Valentine, Resident Evil 3, Nemesis.
Come on!
Like Chris, Jill Valentine has been a core part of Resident Evil since the very beginning. She stands out as the franchise's definitive heroine, never relegated to a sidekick role, which was especially rare for female characters introduced in the 90s. In Resident Evil 3, Jill proves her incredible resilience and skill by surviving multiple encounters with the relentless Nemesis. That alone secures her status as one of the most capable protagonists in the series. She's not just a badass, she's a fan favorite. Leon S. Kennedy, Resident Evil 2.
Claire!
Leon! It's so good to see you.
I told you we'd make it, didn't I?
You did.
Who's this?
This is Sherry.
Okay.
Leon Kennedy stars in what many fans consider the two best entries in the Resident Evil series. For those who prefer the classic survival horror style, Resident Evil 2 is the go-to. For a more action-packed RE style, Resident Evil 4 and its remake take the crown. A big part of that success is Leon himself. From surviving his first day on the job to rescuing the president's daughter, he consistently proves his skill and composure. And yes, he does also appear in RE6 and his character remains untouched in terms of cool, but it's those first two appearances that solidified him, and he only needed two to end up at the top of this list.
That chance, Ramon. The girl's just fine. With me.
So then, you will comply. Yes?
Never.
You heard the lady.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from MojoPlays and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of our latest videos.